life can't catch these dudes. Can't hit 'em, 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 hit 'em. Listen, 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 listen. This Eagles talk high, this talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat Shell and Dante the Dark Child. Drop the stats on 'em, drop the facts on 'em. Spur gang, baby, let's get it on.
Hey, fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight. Yo, I said I'll be back today because it's Super Bowl. It's the countdown to the Super Bowl. I'm excited. I can hardly even wait until Sunday. It's like a kid on Christmas Eve. I just hurry up and go to sleep every night so I can hurry up and wake up, and we'll be one more day closer to the Super Bowl. So, you guys still as confident as or feel good about this game as I do? I'm so comfortable. I mean, I feel so good and so confident about this game. That is what is making me, cautious. That's what's making me nervous, is the fact that I feel so confident about this game on Sunday that's making me nervous. We're favored. I just see that, and I hope I'm not, falling into that homer trap or whatever, But I just can't help but, go off of what my eyes have seen from this team. And not only just this playoff run, but just the summation of the whole season I look at. And it occurs to me that this team is a very, very good team. And I'm just looking forward to the game and hopefully for the outcome that I think that's going to happen. And that's a victory for the Eagles. So I don't know what the I know that analysts have to think of something. I have to come up with something to say all the time. I know they have to hit on every angle. I don't agree with some of the takes that they have, but I sometimes I understand that those takes are a part of entertainment. But I'm not worried about this Eagle team. They dissect the two playoff wins, and some that are who I consider Eagles haters kind of dissect them very harshly. Again, we hear with the Giants that we really didn't play anybody. That's excuse for the first game, right? The Giants, it was the Giants. They really weren't that good, and they weren't. I mean, when you look at their roster from top to bottom, yeah, we were the more talented team. But we dismantled San Fran, and you heard the San Fran haters. You heard, the San Fran players. And the Eagle haters, what would happen had Brock Purdy been available for the entire game? Well, he wasn't. We knocked him out. You know what I mean? And that just happened. We knocked him out. He didn't just raise his hand and said, "I don't want to play anymore." Hassan Reddick was sicked on him, and he took him out of the game. And then not only that, we took out the second string. I mean, that's a ferocious defense. That's where you pat the defense on the back and give them credit, not take away or hypothetically assume what would have happened had Brett. That didn't happen. It didn't happen. So we don't have to hypothetically think about what would have happened. What would have happened is the same thing. They came in the battle and we demolished them and dominated them. So some of the haters or some of the analysts out there is like, well, that's only 2 games, they faced the Giants team, then they faced a San Fran team without a quarterback. I hate that part, without a quarterback. No credit given to us taking out the quarterback. But, hey, look, I'm not nervous, Dion. I'm nervous that I am this calm. Like, that's making me – when I think of the game, there's not – I don't know. There's not a feeling that comes over me about any nervousness. Like when I just think about the Eagles going up against this Kansas City Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs, I am not nervous about the players on the field and what I assume or I expect to happen. I'm not nervous about that part. I'm so calm about that part. That's making me nervous. Like, why am I so calm? And this is the Super Bowl. And I'm not worried, and I play the game in my head, and I just don't see it. Let me bring you guys in tonight. I told you I was coming on special without the rest of the gang. They weren't in it. Jessica says, let's go birds. What's up? Atia Hicks says, good evening, y'all. What's up? Oh, my niece on there. I eat more plants. Follow her. She's all about the all natural eating, all plant-based diet. Has a very wonderful, informative show on YouTube. That's her channel right there. I eat more plants. Clifford Johnson's in the house. He says, fly, Eagles, fly. Jeremy Smith, yo, I'm excited. Go birds. Yes. Let's get it. Yes. Nina says 2 more days. Yeah. Michael Mitchell, love our defense. I love our defense also. And that's one of the reasons why. It is a lot of reasons why I'm so confident and I feel so good about us winning on Sunday. A big part of that is our defense, man. I mean, I've been saying it all throughout the playoffs. When the Giants came to face us, I told them we're not the Vikings. And we weren't. We proved not to be. We weren't going to be handled like they handled the Vikings. So I said we were not the Vikings. When the San Francisco came in, I said that, well, this time I flipped it a little bit. I said San Fran is not the Giants. But on the other hand, we are not the Dallas Cowboys. I knew that our defense was much more aggressive and formidable than the Dallas Cowboys defense, and I thought that we would fare well against stopping their offense, even if the rookie had played. I thought we would do a good job defending him, and we did. We dominated. And I'm gonna tell the Kansas City Chiefs coming up on Sunday, we are not the Cincinnati Bengals, and they struggle with the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, it went down to the last drive and a penalty that actually got them in the Super Bowl. Had not been for a boneheaded play by I forget his name, the defensive I think was a linebacker or something from Cincinnati, hit Mahomes out of bounds, and that was the difference. That gave them the yardage they needed to nail the game-winning field goal. We're not the Cincinnati Bengals, and our defense is much better than that. And if their defense, and I'm not saying their defense is I'm not saying their defense is weak, but we are not the Cincinnati Bengals. Our pass rush is not that. Our pass rush, we got pit bulls on the defensive line here. We got pit bulls on the defensive line in Philly, and they hungry. They hungry. How I know? I watched the first 2 playoff games. How I know? We have 4 people in double-digit sacks. How I know? We had the 3rd most sacks in the history of the NFL. That's how I know. This defensive line is hungry, and I don't know if Pat Mahomes is ready for this. I don't know if he's faced a defense like ours this season. I'll give it to him. They may have had they might have played tougher teams during the year. I'll give it to him. But we have been dominant during the year. We have been dominant during this year. And Rashawn says, and tell KC we're not the NFC West, AFC West, or Cincinnati. Yeah, that's right. They need to know that because we're not. Kyle O'Brien. Oh, here you go. See, now you're trying to inject some nervousness into the conversation. Kyle, we talked about this last night. I purposely didn't bring it up, but I brought it up later in the show. But Kyle says the officiating crew leads the league in flags thrown. Hopefully they let the boys play. That is something to be concerned about. I would hate that they control the outcome of the game. I would hate that they would have an influence on that. I mean, on both sides. Yeah, but I was looking at somebody posted the head referee's record when doing Eagles games and his record doing Kansas City games. And we were like, it was like 6. We were like 6-8 when he did our games. But when he did Kansas City games, if I'm not mistaken, it was like lopsided, like 12-5 or something like that. Oh, all right. I'll read your comment before that. The only team that can beat the Eagles are the Eagles. No, and the refs. The refs can beat you. The refs can beat you. You know that. Anthony, I got these online. Yeah, they treated myself and before I went on vacation in the springtime. I bought like a couple pair. I hadn't bought a new pair of sunglasses in a while, so I bought a couple pair. And these were, I forget the site. Dang, I forget the site. Ask me again. Hopefully I'll have some time to get it. But just get a fast start, Julie says, and keep the fuel on the fire. Yes, keep the gas pedal to the floor with these guys. You have to. I mean, you can't mess around with these guys. That's what our formula has been, or our MO has been. We get up on people fast, and then we run and milk the clock. You know what I'm saying? We get up on them fast, especially early in the season. Our second quarter was our quarter, right? We explode in the second quarter, and the second half we didn't score too much. That's early in the season I'm talking about. Didn't score too much in the second half because we were running the clock out. And that's why pass defense looks so good, because once we make the other team one-dimensional, which, they have to pass to get back in the game, then that defensive line, them pit bulls, they start coming. We let the dogs loose, and we got a secondary back there that gives them the time to get there. So, that's a match made in heaven, they say, right? Our secondary in that pass rush is a match made in heaven. So that's what we've been doing, right? And then when we said it early in the year, when we were 7-0 and all that, we were like, wow, this is incredible. We're dominating teams, and we've not played our best game yet. That's when we were just exploding in the first half, and our second half's kind of, we might get a touchdown or so in the second half, but nothing compared to what we did in the first half and that second quarter in particular, right? And then we got around to 12, 13, week 13 or so, and we had a stretch. I believe it was against Green Bay and I forget those 3 games, but those were the 3 games I thought that we played a more complete game than at any other time of the year. And in those 3 games, we scored 40 on the Green Bay Packers. I think we scored in the 30s on the other 2, and they were total domination. So I'm expecting the same thing. That's what I'm expecting this on Sunday. This team is explosive on offense. How do you stop them? I mean, the run game, we can run the ball. We can pass when needed. It's like and I'm loving the coaching staff now, because they have seemed to be pushed all the right buttons to get us here. So I'm trusting in them. I'm trusting in them that they'll continue, put a hell of a game plan, and we follow the same recipe that we follow throughout this whole year. Just get a fast start. Yeah, Rodney says, let's go Eagles. It's a Philly thing. It definitely is a Philly thing. Dion says, we are going to turn them over early and score. I don't want to hear that Mahomes was hurt shit either. Jalen is hurt too. Yeah, no, we don't want to hear that. I said it last night. After this game on Sunday, I could give a damn what anybody else says, because now it's straight fuck you now. I mean, like, for real, we've done it. Like, it's nothing. The haters can hate after we've secured the Super Bowl victory. They can hate all they want. They can say what they want. But the proof will be in the history books. You can say what you want, but it will be forever etched in the history books on the type of season we had and the Super Bowl trophy to go with that. And I think when you add it all up and you start to dissect and look over the history, once we etch ourselves there, you're going to have to give this team a lot of credit for what happened. I know the haters might not want to do it, but, time will tell. Jessica says, this team is so fun, so much fun to watch. Talented, so much fun. We ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that we see that on Sunday. I hope that we see a complete game on Sunday. The guys know the task at hand. I like the mixture. I like the chemistry, the mixture of veterans to young talent on this team. People who have been in the big game before, young people that have been in big games in their young lives. I mean, there's no. I know the Super Bowl is the pinnacle, but there's not. It's not a small thing to play in the college national championship game. Let's put it that way. If you played there, you played on a big stage. You played under the bright lights. And we have some players on our team that experienced that just last year. Our Georgia boys are champions. Isn't that something? Wouldn't that be something that the Georgia boys win a national championship and a Super Bowl in consecutive years? That would be awesome, right? You know, he's used to playing in the championship game on big stages. How much you think he is focused and want to succeed on Sunday after all that he's been through? Think about it. He was benched in the national championship game. Went to Oklahoma, almost won the Heisman Trophy. Still didn't respect him. He got drafted in the second round. Thank God for Howie. And he's worked his way up to being a great starting quarterback and has his team in the Super Bowl in just his second full year of starting. If he could pull this off, wouldn't that be the ultimate redemption from being benched in the national championship game? That would be it, right? And then this guy is built like that wouldn't be it. That would just be a great chapter in his story because he's a young guy and he has that Mamba mentality. So I think even if after he hoists the trophy, he's still going to go to work and get better. That's the type of young man he strikes me as. It's not going to be enough to get this. He's going to find something else. He's going to always have something to focus on, something that's driving him, and he's going to get better in this offseason. Oh, brother Tracy's in the house. Hall of Fame for Howie if he gets another Super Bowl. Yeah, Hall of Fame for Howie if he gets another Super Bowl. I can't gush enough about Howie. I mean, come on, man. He was our favorite villain when things didn't go good. But if you look at what he's done, and assuming that we can bring home the trophy on Sunday, he's built 2 Super Bowl teams in 5 years. And I'm not talking about he had a mess on his hands when he took over for Chip Kelly. When they let Chip Kelly go, he had a mess. Chip Kelly had run this franchise almost in the ground, getting rid of all of our skilled players. Macklin, Deshaun Jackson, Shady McCoy. We got rid of some heavy hitters. And Howie comes in and has to reconstruct this roster again. And in his second year, he constructed a Super Bowl winning roster. 5 years later, we find ourselves back in the Super Bowl. But don't get it twisted. We don't have that team that won in 2017 blew up. We had to blow that up. Carson Wentz went wacky. He lost his mind. He wasn't a good teammate. We had to, all the veterans left. We had to blow that team up. And in 5 years, he rebuilt it. And he has another team in the Super Bowl. Yeah. And he got value for Wentz. I'll give you that. He got value for Wentz. And everybody he's done deals with. We have the Saints number 10 pick in the first draft. I mean, in the first round. Are you kidding me? Howie is a genius. They showed a stat where our offense, there's only one person in our starting offense that has not been drafted by the Eagles, and that's A.J. Brown. Ironically, we acquired him on draft day, but we didn't draft him. We didn't draft him. but he's the only starter on offense that was not drafted by the Eagles. That's impressive. And this year's group of rookies are solid, and I think they're going to be major contributors. And it says something about the quality or the talent that we have assembled on this roster here. When two of our first round pick can't even find snaps, we can't find snaps for him, and he's pretty good. Prior to his injury, he was our run stopping defense. He goes down. There's a gaping hole. We go out and sign Sue and Joseph. And after they get here, Davis can't find us. We can't find stats for him. That's how talented this team is. The Kobe Dean, we can't find stats for him. Linebackers are balling in front of him. And they're good players. I think they're going to be good players in this league. But this roster is so talented that we can't find snaps for them right now. So I say that to say Howie has put together a nice roster, a mixture of veterans and young people. And I don't know what it's going to look like next year. I know he's a wizard with the salary cap, but it's going to take a lot of wizardry to keep this talent together for next year. But next year is next year. I'm worried about Sunday. And Sunday is what that we're all worried about. We're worried about next year when we get there. Let's have laser focus as we look forward to Sunday game against the Kansas City Chiefs and their MVP quarterback. He won the MVP yesterday, Patrick Mahomes. So I'm not sleeping on him either. I'm not. I'm really not. We know what kind of talent he is. He deserved the MVP with, 56. He set a league record with passing yards after losing Tyreek Hill. After losing, like you would expect that when you lose an explosive player such as Tyreek Hill, his main man, that the production would dip, right? No, it increased. He set the record for yards this year. 39 touchdown passes, yo. I think more than that. 39 in the regular season? I forget. But it's something crazy. So yeah, I get it. This guy is he made he kind of carried them. I mean, come on. He does have Travis Kelce. Smith Schuster is all right. He's been playing his role, but let's face it, man. The dude is dynamic. But I think that we don't let Patrick Mahomes have a Jordan-esque game on us. We cannot afford to let him have a Michael Jordan-esque type game on us. And he's that type of player in football. But if we can control him, if we can get up big, and and that's our MO, right? We get up big, we force the other team to have to play catch up. They have to pass a lot. We have a devastating pass rush, a great secondary, and that's why we lead the league in pass defense, right? I don't know if he's that type of quarterback that you want to follow the script on. You want to get up big, but kind of forcing the Kansas City Chiefs to pass all the time might not be a recipe for success. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I do have that much confidence in our defense like that. But then, in most cases, you want to force the other team to be one-dimensional because now you can just pin your ears back and go get the quarterback. But Patrick Mahomes is not one of those quarterbacks you want to be passing more. You try to keep the ball out of his hands, right? Let me go to some comments, you guys. Thanks for joining me tonight. Jeremy says, our quarterback said it himself. He's starving for that shit. Yes, he is. Normal Worthy says, the Eagles are fierce warriors. They're hungry lions. There is nothing you can do with hungry lions. Yeah. Anthony Aide says, it would be great if the Eagles win because they beat the GOAT Tom Brady, and this Super Bowl would be great because they beat the future GOAT in the Super Bowl. Yeah, a lot of similarities. I was watching somebody's short, and they pointed out a lot of similarities. I've seen captions of the stats that says we're very, very similar too. But this run here, that the short that I saw was pointing out all the similarities between this team's road to the Super Bowl and 2017, and it said that we in the first go around we faced a team, a dynasty of a team of that time, the New England Patriots, and this year we're facing like this era's dynasty, so to speak, with five consecutive AFC Championship appearances, right? And said last time we faced a Hall of Fame coach, a veteran Hall of Fame coach. This year we're facing a veteran Hall of Fame coach. Last time we faced who could be considered the greatest quarterback of all time, and his prominent target was a tight end, all pro, future Hall of Famer tight end. And this year we face a future Hall of Famer quarterback and a future Hall of Famer tight end also. So a lot of similarities there. I hope that bodes well for our Philadelphia Eagles, and then we come up with the same outcome. I want it to be boring. I want it to be boring to everyone who's not an Eagles fan. That's what I'm rooting for. Meaning I would like to see the same domination that I've seen in the first two playoff games. I like to see that replicated in the Super Bowl. That would be a great game for me. I know everybody else that's fans of other teams wouldn't enjoy it, but I don't care. I'm sorry. I need this, and I want it to be a party the whole game. I want it to be an Eagles fight song practice. That's what I want it to be, one of those games, an Eagles fight song practice where we're just singing all the time. Let me see. Karen says Hurts is a future GOAT. Sean, oh, what's up, cuz? Destiny is already written. I hear you on that. Kiara says, I can't believe he didn't get MVP. In actuality, I think that, I think everybody would agree with me here. If you said, would you rather see Jalen Hurts win the MVP of the regular season or us win the Super Bowl, I think we'll all agree that the Super Bowl is more important. Was he worthy or definitely in the conversation? Yes, he was worthy and definitely in the conversation for that. But another thing, right? There's not been a regular season MVP win a Super Bowl since 1999. That's 20-something years, right? So maybe we didn't want him to be the regular season MVP. You know what I'm saying? Because they haven't. The last person who won the regular season MVP was Kurt Warner in 1999, and the Rams won the Super Bowl that same year. But outside of that, hasn't been done. No MVP of the regular season has won a Super Bowl. So hopefully that will be in our favor also. JT says we just have to let our nuts hang. Yeah, you're right. We just have to let our nuts hang. We got to do what Shell said against the 49ers. We got to come to their barbecue, kick over the grill, put our hands in the potato salad, and piss in the lemonade. That's what we need to do. And that's exactly how they did the San Francisco 49ers too. That's exactly how they played. They played with so much physicality, man. I was saying, because I watched the San Francisco defense that previous week against Dallas, and it was a violent game. I mean, those defenses were getting at it, man. They were giving all the extra oomphs at the bottom of the piles. You could see them just laying hard on people, forearm shivers and everything. And in that San Francisco game, our defense was throwing haymakers, yo. I mean, Sue, when he took out Josh Johnson, yo, he just drove him into the ground, yo. Drove him into the ground. Tony Smith's Eagles win 62-6. Yeah, I would love to see something like that. Karen says the 40 whiners, they need to relax and get over the loss. They definitely do need to do that. I don't even listen to them anymore. We'll see them next year. We have to see them next year in the regular season. So, say talk your talk. We got something to do. We don't have time to be paying attention to the people home sitting on the couch. A friend of mine told me, he was bold. He was a Cowboys fan. He was like, this was in the divisional round. He said the Cowboys will be hosting the Giants next week. I said, hosting what? The Super Bowl party? I hope y'all have enough dip, because that's the only thing y'all gonna be hosting is the Super Bowl party at y'all crib. And it came to fruition too. That's all. They were out. They didn't even make it. Come on, man. Come on. Jerry Jones. Ephraim says the Eagles have to continue being that friend that tells NFL teams the truth about their squads. Yes, I love that analogy by Ocho on the speak. That was a great analogy. I still use that. Yeah, we tell you, we like your best friend to tell you the truth. You come in thinking something like, yo, we boast the best run defense in the league, and then we run all over you. Like, nah, no, you don't. No, you do not. We got the best wide receiver in the league, offensive player of the year. We shut him down, 6 catches, 40 yards, something like that. Man, we shut down leading rushers, leading pass catchers. Yeah, we've been, when you put the mirror up to us, we definitely show you who you really are. And I hope that holds true this Sunday as we face the Kansas City Chiefs. And they're good. They are good. It's incredible that I think that we have more confidence, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong. I think we have more confidence in this game than we had in the San Fran game. And a big part of our confidence is probably the San Fran game. But I think that we were confident. I think we've been confident all playoffs long, right? I think we've been pretty much confident. But I think that our confidence level for this game is higher than it was for the San Francisco game. You guys let me know if I'm mistaken on that. Let me see. All right, Karen says she agree. Norman says someone said the Eagles lost to several teams. I said, laugh my butt off. We lost our way all the way to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened. Yo, the Cowboys were so focused on playing us, they forgot to play the 49ers. John Batiste in the house. He says, Bird Gang, South Carolina, Bird Gang checking in. What's up, Dark Knight? What's up, Eagles Talk? What's up? We're here, man, because we can't, we might as well gather and share our time, right? Because everybody, if you're like me, you're itching for the game, right? So this is just another outlet for us to talk about it before the game actually comes up, and we're not sitting around, I don't think we have any nervous energy, but sitting around and just anticipating, can't wait for the game to come up. But we might as well just spend time with each other. John Batiste says if Mahomes think he's going to be afforded the time in the pocket like he was against Cincy, he's chiefly mistaken. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what the boys do. It definitely, I'll continue to say this. It definitely is going to be a big factor in this game is going to be turnovers. That's been our MO all year long. If we win the turnover battle, we have an excellent chance of winning the game. And that's a category that we improved in immensely this year as our taking the ball away and taking good care of the ball has been a big key to our success. Karen is calling for 5 sacks. That would be great, Karen. 5 sacks. I wonder what's the record for total sacks in a year, including the playoffs. I wonder what that mark is, and I wonder if we're close to that. Just curious. I'm just curious. I need it. I need an intern. I need an intern. Look that up. Look that up for me. Karen says, I want to see Cox score a TD. Oh, that would be great. Everybody scored. Let's get like Oprah out there. You get a touchdown on our team, though, for Eagles. Only talking about Eagles. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. Everybody. We them boys. No one says we them boys. Eva says, I need the Eagles to win. That's a paid day off from work. Yo, you get a paid day off if the Eagles win? I already took it off in anticipation. I already took off Monday. And I'm so pissed at the disrespect from the NFL honors voters. That coupled with that Chiefs shirt on the Rocky statue should have our boys fired up. Yeah, they did it again. Travis told them, don't do that. Explicitly, he told them, don't fuck with the Rocky statue because he didn't want that. John Batiste, all right, he said we need 5 sacks to tie the record for the most sacks for an entire year. Oh, that would be great. So, yeah, that would be great if we can do that. That'd be something to shoot for. But shoot for the victory first. Rob Williams says, yo, when the Eagles are disrespected and not valued as the elite squad that we are, that's when we play our best. That's when you get the Philly smoke. Yeah, but we're our favorites. Where are we going to get the smoke from? I guess we got enough. I mean, what do you think they do? What do you think they're using as bulletin board material, or is that motivation? Because we used that to perfection in 2017, right? We were the underdogs. We even had the mask and all that. This one's a little different. We've been favored in. Were we favored in the 49ers game? If we were, we've been favored in all 3 of the games thus far this playoffs, and that's very unlike the 2017 team, who was underdogs for every game in that Super Bowl run, every game, and we were the number 1 seed in the NFC, and we were still not favored in any of the games that we played in that during that Super Bowl run. So this is a little different. We're playing from ahead. What are they going to use as motivation? What are they going to use? What can they use as bulletin board material? I know Jalen can. He has enough haters out there. He can use that. What's that guy name? Wright. What's his name? I forget his first name, but he's on Nick Wright. Nick Wright. He said, and I didn't check the date on that. See, because some of this stuff can be, some people can post things that are where they're trying to manufacture the underdog mentality, trying to dig up some clips of people hating on the team. And there's enough out there, but sometimes you have to watch those that are trying to manufacture it, because they'll post old clips. Like, like we know Chris Sims has hate for Jalen, but don't post something he said in November to get me riled up now. We already went through that. You know what I'm saying? But that Nick Wright piece that I saw, I don't know the date on it. I think it was, it definitely had to be current, because someone in the clip mentioned the Super Bowl. So yeah, it was current. But he said that, and this was so disrespectful, man. He said, nobody's disrespecting, and I might be paraphrasing because I don't know what he said word for word, but in essence, he says, nobody's disrespecting Jalen Hurts. As a matter of fact, Jalen Hurts is being is disrespectful for Jalen Hurts to be in the same conversation with the MVP candidates. I said, what? Yo, so I mean, that could be some bulletin board material for the entire team. Everybody loves Jalen. They could have his back. Definitely could be motivation for Jalen Hurts. But what could this team use to get them fired up, and maybe carry that chip on their shoulder type of attitude that was so productive for us in 2017. I don't know if we can. We've been the favorites. We've been dominant and all that. John Batiste says, no David and Goliath Indy for KC this weekend. We are the better all-around team, and I truly believe we were exposed. We impose our will. Norma says one of the things we can't afford to do is let them get in our heads. Yes. Nick Wright is a clown. I agree with that. Chris Sims also. Yeah, he is. To be honest, we won't need none of our birds will be fired up. And plus, it's the Super Bowl. If they're not fired up by now, then they will never be. I agree with that. I agree with that. Ultimately, that's what we need them to be, right? Ultimately, it doesn't matter. I mean, grown ass men really don't need that type of gimmick, right? But some people do. Actually, some people do. You know, Michael Jordan talk about making things personal in his heads just so he can focus in and take the heart out of his opponent. So, you know, whatever people need, you know, please just sum it up on Sunday and take care of business. That's all I'm saying. Anthony A says Chris Sims is jealous of Jalen Hurts. Yeah, he's a bum. Let Kelsey give a speech. Nick Wright is an ass. Yes, true. Yeah. With all that, Kelsey give the speech. I heard on Sports Talk that it should be, and I agree with this too, but one of the Sports Talk hosts suggested that when they're up, you know, assuming we win the Super Bowl, when they're up on the podium, on the stage, that they get Howie in front of the mic. He deserves that. He earned that much. It usually goes owner, player. I forget the order, but they don't normally have the GMs up there. But this is a situation where I think that Howie deserves to have a moment on the stage if this team wins the Super Bowl. That he deserves that. He deserves that much. They need to let him speak while he's on that podium. Did we all see the clip of Jonathan Gannon and riding to the game against the 49ers and addressing the fans when he said, we're going to gut these guys. We're going to gut these dudes. He said, we're going to gut these dudes. And damn it, if they didn't gut those dudes on that Sunday, that defense gutted the San Francisco 49ers, knocking out not one but two quarterbacks out of the game and totally dominating that. But I think that gesture alone made Jonathan Gannon like cool again, like cool. Like we're from Philly. Like, yo, that was the perfect thing you could say riding past a group of fans already fired up from the tailgate all those hours, and you ride past and say, we're going to gut those dudes. Yo, that's Philly all the way. And then go out there and actually do it. Yeah, that earned him a lot of brownie points there. And we don't want him to lose them. So please, Jonathan Gannon, don't do anything stupid this week, please. All right? We are facing Patrick Mahomes. He dissected this defense last year, throwing 5 touchdowns. And I don't want to see a duplicate of that. I don't want to see a repeat performance of that. I watched that game over again, and I do admit we don't have the same defense that we had last year. This defense is markedly better than what he faced last year, but we all don't like that soft zone, and we can ill afford for Jonathan Gannon to have a regression back to those days of leaving the middle wide open and allowing the better quarterbacks. No, matter of fact, last year we were allowing the average quarterbacks to look like great quarterbacks with that soft zone. So we can ill afford to play that type of scheme against one of the all-time greats here with Patrick Mahomes. Let me see. Jimmy G caught laughing. Dominic says that system QB bullshit. Any plug-and-play QB will do. Definitely will have Hurts fired up. And soon as Reddick touched the field, will our defense lock in 42-17 Super Bowl champs. I hear that. I like that prediction. Floyd MVP. Howie should take a bow. Yeah, Howie should definitely take a bow. I'm booked to be in Philly for the parade, and that's that. Oh, that's what's up. All right, we got to get up. We got to hook up then, Dion. We dismantled the 49ers. Yes, we did. We are better. Hold up. That was last year. Yeah, Floyd, it was last year. I just wanted to, and I know it made me feel better though, like watching it, because I was like, we put some points on the board. We were playing catch up, but we moved the ball pretty well. A couple turnovers killed us, but we were in that game with them. And I just couldn't help but look at how much better this team is than what it was last year. And that if, I know we got to play the game, but if you look at where they are this year, it's a totally different team. I mean, we moved the ball in that game, which we scored 30 points. Jalen threw for the most yards in his career was against the Chiefs last year. And in that game, don't you know, our starting offensive line was Dillard, Herberg, Kelsey was there, Lane wasn't, and we had like a whole replacement line in there. We still put up 30 points. On top of that, we didn't have AJ yet, so we had our wide receiver core was Rager, Devontae, Quez, and I forget who, and Ward. Man, this wide receiver core is just markedly improved over that squad yesterday. Quez, I still, the jury's still out for me on Quez. I think he has dynamic speed. I don't know if he has that dog in him. He definitely doesn't have the catch radius or that dog in him like Devontae and AJ Brown. They go get balls. Nothing's too impossible for them. If they feel if it's in their radius, they're going to make a heroic effort to try to bring that ball in. And most times they do. They win in 50-50 battles and the such. I just don't see that in Quez. But Quez, and he's supposed to be better this year. So last year, he wasn't even this year's Quez. And Rager, we know Rager is a bum. And we still put up 30 points. That's encouraging to me. And on the other side of the ball, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill killed us. He ate us apart. And guess who's not there this year? Tyreek Hill. We don't have to worry about him repeating his performance because he's not there anymore. So I look at that team from last year, and they're not as strong as they were. And we are much stronger than we were. So, these are just some of the things that makes me or helps me to feel confident about Sunday's game. And I'm not going to take them lightly. Definitely not going to do that. I know it's supposed to be a difficult game. It should be a difficult game. We're talking about the two best teams in the league. But when I look at it and I look at the roster, I just think that we are the more talented team. That doesn't mean they always win, but we are the more talented team. And I hope that is what gets us to the top there. John Petit says he dissected us, but we were a young team with less talent and no identity. We also have a vastly improved Jalen Hurts, who this season has been built around. Yes, and I didn't mention that, but yeah, that was another obvious improvement. Not only did we improve with gaining A.J. Brown, and A.J. Brown being added to this offense improved all three wide receiver positions. Because last year it was wide receiver 1 was Devontae Smith, 2 Jalen Rager, 3 Quez Watkins, I believe, or Quez might not even been 3. It might have been Ward. Ward might have been 3, right? So by A.J. Brown coming in, he's automatically the best receiver on there. Not in this, he automatically upgraded the wide receiver 1 position. And because Devontae now has to move to wide receiver 2, our wide receiver 2 position is vastly improved over Jalen Rager last year. And then Greg Ward not being here, Quez Watkins steps into the 3rd receiver role, and our whole wide receiver group improved vastly just because of the addition of A.J. Brown. So, yeah, our offense is much better than was when we faced them last year. and their team is not as explosive. They do still score points, but they don't score as many on those explosive plays when they had Tyreek Hill as they do now. They're a more methodical team. They move the ball down the field methodically, not really big explosive plays. They lean on Kelsey a lot. Juju Smith-Schuster is a weapon for them. The running backs out of the backfield can be weapons. You know, Andy Reid doesn't like to actually run the ball. His screen plays are his run plays. So we have to be careful with that. I don't know what the statistic is of our defense against screen plays, but I think I saw somewhere where it wasn't that great. But let me go some comments here. Floyd says, could imagine if we had Justin. I know. Let's get it together, Dante. I'm at the Dwight D. Let's get together. All right, okay. The White D Hotel in Rittenhouse Tuesday through Thursday. Drinks on me. All right, yeah. We'll get down. When you coming in? Oh, Tuesday through Thursday. All right, cool. Damn it, I took off Monday. I'll take off another day. I don't care. Floyd, Andy didn't want to pay Hill. Yeah, he didn't. Norman says, I will be 64 on the 20th of this month. I've been watching football since 2 years of age and have always been an Eagles fan. Win, lose, or draw. My mom, Dolores Marva Hames, got me interested in cheering the Eagles on. Wow, that's incredible. A lifelong Philly since 2 years old. Could you spell Eagles back then? You went. She's been a fan since 2 years old. That is incredible. And then introduced by her mom. Wow, that's incredible. Well, God bless you. Hopefully you're going to be experiencing your second Super Bowl victory with your favorite team on Sunday. Anthony A's, McCole Norman is not playing their other weapon. Yeah. What was Tennessee's thinking? Yeah, I don't know. But it got that GM fired as soon as we played them. And he saw what AJ did against his former team. They immediately fired that GM. Like, dude, we gave it to him. I want a pick six out of Travis' hands. Yeah, that would be great. Floyd Mahomes will not have a lot of time to throw. Floyd also 8 sacks in this game. Floyd is just who put down 5 earlier? I'm about to say Floyd is just up in the total every day as we go along. You're welcome. You're welcome, Norman. I'm hoping everybody. You know, the first time I think it was that Super Bowl was for the lifelong fans, like maybe my father and the such who've been around a long time. Well, actually, my dad was around when they won at 60. But, you know, in the Super Bowl era, you know, we had fathers and older relatives that had never seen this team win a Super Bowl. And I think that Super Bowl was for them as well as us, but more for them, right? And this now, we're back again. I think it's more for the younger generation, and I'm not no way considering myself as the younger generation, but I just think it'll be great for the younger generation, man, because they're just being introduced, or they're just embracing this Eagles team, and it could be because of their parents and the such. But this is a great time to be a younger generation Eagles fan, right? They don't have to suffer like we did, especially if we seal the deal on Sunday night. They will have experienced 2 Super Bowls in their young lives. You know how long it took for us to get the 2 Super Bowls, so this will be a great championship for the younger fan base, man. We're already rabid. We already have a loyal following. It'd be just that much better to be able to bring these young Bird Gang members on board with winning ways. And we had winning ways in the 2000 with Andy Reid, but he just couldn't get over the hump, man. And it was that up until now, I would say that decade of the 2000 to 2010 was probably our most successful decade in Eagles football without winning a championship. That was the most successful deck, always being a contender, always being in the mix for the Super Bowl almost the entire decade. of 2000 2010, man. But if we seal the deal on Sunday, this is going to be phenomenal, and it's going to rival, I guess, that time, Andy Reid's time here too. But it'd be great for the young fans, man. Two Super Bowls in 2 years. They'll be feeling like the New England Patriots fans, right? Those people have been winning Super Bowls it's just unbelievable when you see how many Super Bowls they won. But if we can get the job done on Sunday, that'll be 2 in 5 years. That'd be incredible. I love it. Dion says, yep, waited my whole life for these Super Bowl appearances. Spoiled asses. Yeah, they're getting it all. They're getting it early, right? Julie, hopefully 2 in my old life. Yeah. We was robbed from the patties. Yeah. Yeah, we were. AJ and Smitty should eat. KC's secondary still has Similac around their mouth. Yeah, Similac all on your breaths. Norma says, yes, I know. I recall Kobe Bryant being so excited about our last Super Bowl win 5 years ago. Rest in peace, Kobe. Yeah, I know. I'm calling it now. Anthony says, Mahomes is not going to finish the game because his sprained ankle won't handle the beating it will take. I sure hope so, man. I sure hope that these guys, and and that's assuming that Andy Reid is not going to be as idiotic as Kyle Shanahan in attempting to block Hassan Reddick with a tight end. He can't afford to block him with Travis. He needs Travis out there, right? That's his biggest weapon, right? So he needs Travis out there. That's not going to happen. And I foresee them showing a little extra attention to Hassan after seeing what he did last game and the postseason he's having. And that's okay with me. That's all right with me because this defensive line, as I pointed out last night, has some very good pass rushers. He's not the only one. As I stated earlier, we have 4 people with double-digit sacks along that front line. And then the playoffs, I think we have not only those 4, but like 2 more with like 8.5 total for the year. I think Fletch has 8.5, and Milt Williams might have 8.5, if I'm not mistaken. That's to go along with the 4 that have double-digit sacks. So if you're going to double team Hassan, that's cool. All we're looking for along that defensive line is a one-on-one, because we feel that we have the players along that defensive line that can win one-on-ones. So that's what we do. We don't even need to. That's why we don't have to blitz, because we don't need to bring extra people. If we can just line 5 and we rush with 5 too a lot. I know our 4 get there, but we rush with 5 a lot too. And if we can get that matchup man on man, one-on-one, we like those odds. We don't need to send all the time. We don't need to send a heavy load all the time. Because if we can get one-on-ones with our D-line against anybody's offensive line, we usually win that battle. And then we can keep our people in coverage and lock it down like that. So I hope we follow that, and I expect to see extra coverage or extra attention given to Hassan Reddick. I expect to see that. They'd be stupid not to. We talking about a legendary, a Hall of Fame coach, right? He would be stupid not to pay more attention to Hassan Reddick. And if that happens, I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable with Josh Sweat going one-on-one. I feel comfortable with BG going one-on-one. I feel comfortable with the interior line going one-on-one with these guys, man. Fletcher. I feel comfortable with our rotation. And our rotation is something else, man. It is something else. This defensive line is fresh in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, our D-line is fresh. BG talked about it. He talked about it. He's like energized. Like he doesn't have to play a multitude of snaps, and it's making him or allowing him to be more effective. Fletcher Cox too. I know he's not the Fletcher of past, but this rotation allows him to stay fresh longer in the game. And that's where we win in the battle. Yo, I'm back. You back? You left already? You came back already? Okay. Floyd says, I think Gannon going to unload the death on him. Look, all right. I said this, and I said this before the playoffs. Now, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I was tripping when I said it. I don't know if it has come to fruition. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. But if you guys follow this show, you know I said at the end of the season that watch Gannon in the playoffs. He's going to unleash the dogs in the playoffs. I don't know if he's unleashed the dogs, but I know this defensive line has eaten very well in the playoffs. Would that constitute him being more aggressive in the playoffs? I don't know. You guys have to tell me. But I said coming in the playoffs, I said that Jonathan Gannon is going to show, and which he really hasn't shown us anything too much different than what we see in the regular season. That kind of concerns me because Andy Reid is such an awesome offensive mind. So, if he's going to, if you're going to play the same defense, you got to at least disguise your coverages on a quarterback like Mahomes. You can't play the same coverage that you played all season or play to play. Like you're going to have to switch it up. You're going to have to put different guys on Kelsey. You're going to have to give him different looks because Patrick Mahomes he's a GOAT, right? You can't give him the same look all the time. So I hope Jonathan Gannon has something in mind for that. Because we've seen, although this is not the same defense, we've seen this defense last year especially get carved up by average quarterbacks. So we can ill afford to have the GOAT carve us up in the biggest game of the year. Norma says, laugh out loud. My husband and I had a Christmas gathering this past December, and we had one Chief fan at the house. Poor woman. This is Eagles Nation here. We had her cornered and put the fear of God in her. Oh, getting the excuse ready. What excuse? What excuse again? This is our year once again. Yep. Fat Andy going home, going down with the rest of them Chiefs. The anticipation is killing me. That's why we're gathering here. And I'm probably going to come on. Oh, I got to go to D.C. tomorrow. I might come on tomorrow, too, if I get back in time. But that's why we're gathering. We're all eagerly anticipating this game on Sunday. And the anticipation just is killing me. So I said after last night, I'm coming on every night till the game comes on. I just need to talk about this. Need to talk about our Eagles, man. Enjoy. I said during the season, enjoy this ride. Stay in the now. And staying in the present moment has us to this present moment, awaiting our Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday in the Super Bowl. Enjoying the moment, enjoying every week, every dominating win. Enjoying it all the way to the Super Bowl, right? Enjoying it all the way to the Super Bowl. Floyd said, I'm so pumped, it's crazy. Julie says, it's the right ankle of Mahoney. He loves to run right. I think it is the right ankle, if I'm not mistaken. A local bakery had a lady come in asking for chief cakes. What? She got tossed out. That's cool. Yeah, that's how it should be. That's how it should be. All right. Norman says, I must confess, I didn't like seeing the Kelsey's mom wearing a jersey with the color red dominating. That rubbed me the wrong way. Green should have dominated in the front, not the back. Oh, damn. Norman nitpicky now. She ready to fight Mama Kelsey. All right, Norman. We gotta chill. Half of her is good. It's just half of her is not. We can't kill Mama Kelsey. She gave us the best center, or maybe even the best Eagle, I'm not going to say best, but favorite. He might be in the running for favorite Philadelphia Eagle of all time. Who doesn't like Kelsey, right? I mean, all around great guy. I'm not saying the best Eagle talent-wise of all time, although he can make a case. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, I believe. So he can make a case for being one of the best Eagles of all time. But I'm talking about the most favorite Eagle of all time may be Kelsey. So we can't kill Mama Kelsey. She gave us that dude. All right, yeah, no, that's Dawkins' fan favorite. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it is. It's been that way, right? But I'm telling you, if you take a poll, some people are going to vote for Kelsey. It's not going to be. I don't think it'll be a landslide like it was. I mean, come on. After that, and first of all, his career alone, but the epic speech at the Super Bowl. Oh, this guy, you talking about somebody who always says the right things. I mean, he's an everyday man, and he embodies Philadelphia. That's why we love him. He embodies Philadelphia. He's one of us. He is definitely one of us. Kelsey will be top 5 favorite Eagle of all time. Yeah. I give you that. Oh, dang. I've been talking so much, and I've been talking like nonstop too, right? Like, there has been no dead air in this hour, and it's been an hour, and I can't believe that I've been talking this long. It's not, well, it's easy to do when you talk about your Philadelphia Eagles, but he is a true blue Scorpio like you. Okay. Is that who? Kelsey a Scorpio or who? Who you talking about as a Scorpio? Or Doc? Who you guys talking about? Arlene McNeil. But I'm gonna get out of here. I'll be back tomorrow though. I'll be back. We can talk about tomorrow. I didn't mention too much tonight. Did I? I don't think I did. But if we can pull this thing off on Sunday, I did mention it that this team has to be considered special. And what I mean by special is you have to consider them one of the all-time greats, if not of the entire history of NFL football. I'll take a segment. I'll take an era. Like salary cap era, this may be one of the best teams in the salary cap era. I'm telling you. If we seal the deal, and especially if we seal it in a dominating fashion, if we dominate the Chiefs, this team has to be considered one of the best of the salary cap era. But that's the conversation for tomorrow. I'm out. I'll see you guys tomorrow night, man. If you're around, I'm going to be here to talk about our Eagles because I can't wait until Sunday either. So thanks for hanging out with me, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm your man, Dante the Dark Knight. I'm out. Peace.